Blink number 7. Deadlines can influence negotiations, but don't consider them absolute. Time plays a key role in negotiations. Just as students tend to hand in their term papers at the last minute, so too do negotiations tend to make the most progress as the deadline approaches. If your opponent's deadline for concluding negotiations is at noon, whereas you have no fixed deadline and could go on negotiating at a leisurely pace for weeks, who do you think has the advantage? You do, because as your opponent's deadline approaches, she will need to start making concessions to ensure a deal is reached. Once upon a time, the author tried to negotiate a deal in Japan on behalf of his employer. His hosts insisted he first fully experience Japanese hospitality and culture, and serious discussions did not begin until the last day of his 2-week stay. The author, desperate not to go home empty-handed, was forced to negotiate on the way to the airport. His weak position resulted in a deal his superiors called the first great Japanese victory since Pearl Harbor. Whenever you feel pressured by a deadline in a negotiation, coolly consider what the consequences of not adhering to it will be. Then make an informed decision as to whether the deadline is worth exceeding or not. Also, keep in mind that your opponents always have a deadline too, and they will be more likely to make concessions as that deadline approaches.